Yo yo, what up? It's Monday, October 28th, and I'm going to show you an easy way to do the serial killer and achieve silent assassin.
Good morning, 47. Your target is the infamous serial killer known as the Censor. With a flair for the theatrical, the Censor acts as an examiner who grades his victims based on how much they struggle for their lives. The true identity of the Censor is unfortunately unknown, but the discovery of two recent victims indicates he's now exploring Whittleton Creek, Vermont, in search of prey. We only have a limited window of opportunity here, 47. Find the Censor and make sure he never grades anyone again. Best of luck.
Alright, so for this one, let's just start at the default starting location. The one thing that it could be helpful to bring with you is a lockpick, but you don't really need it because we're going to spend most of our time in an open house where every door is, well, open. The other thing that would be useful to bring is something to knock people out with, such as fish, I guess. If you want to bring a lethal syringe, I actually don't have anything unlocked here, so I won't be able to do that. But if you want to bring a lethal syringe, that helps. You don't need it. If you want to bring lethal poison, if you want to poison the target with like ingested poison, then that helps as well. Otherwise, I'll show you how you can find one of those. So if you want to find the poison in the map, it is recommended that you bring the lockpick. Otherwise, if you're not trying to poison the target, you don't really need the lockpick. So the most important item would probably be the melee, because you will be having to knock people out anyway. So let's just let's go with our classic, and then let's go ahead and do this.
Welcome to Vermont, 47. The Censor should be somewhere in Whittleton Creek, looking for a potential new victim. He will likely seek out places where people are gathered, so I suggest you look for crowded areas.
Okay, so we are going to spend most of our time here. If you decided to bring something with you, I recommend that you pick the park bench, because then that'll be right here. I will show you how to get some poison, ingested poison, lethal pills, whatever they're called, from here. But you don't have to do that, so anyway. So again, if you decided to bring something, pick the park bench, because you'd be able to pick it up from right here. There would be a briefcase right here. If you want to get the lethal poison pills, come along this way. And hop this fence when no one's looking. I don't think anyone is looking. Hop this fence, go down here, and you're going to want to pick this lock. The poison pills will be here, I believe. Yeah, lethal pills. That's pretty much it for that. Almost got caught there, but I did not. So now I'm going to return to where we were before. So again, there's that park bench that I pointed out earlier. If you do not need the lethal pills, or if you brought your own, then just come down this way. And this is the party house where everything's happening. So I recommend that we do things in the following order.
This might be the place, 47. A garden party would be the ideal location for the Censor to identify his next victim.
Okay.
Ironically, this is exactly what you should do as well.
So just so you know, the woman who owns this place is a spotter in this target. She's normally not, but in this ET, she can see through your suit. So she will be in the backyard most of the time. The exception is if you take too long and a politician rings a doorbell, she could walk through the area. So if you are not careful, you could be spotted that way. Make sure that doesn't happen. We are going to try to knock out a couple that wanders the house, because we don't want them to wander into the garage, which I believe I've seen them do. And there's one closet up here. We're going to want to stash the bodies there. So when they come up here, we're going to try to separate them and then put them both in there. Now don't do what I did, which is to knock one of them out right here, causing people down there to spot me. Very, very unlucky. But given my luck, that has come to be expected. So we're gonna wait for the wandering couple to come up here. I'm sure they're around somewhere. That's these two.
What's your take on these Wilson people, Penelope?
They seem very nice.
My thinking exactly. They're perfect. Perfect teeth, perfect clothes, perfect house. What gives?
God, you're right. I had this sneaking suspicion when they first came here. The Chardonnay was a little too crisp. The hors d'oeuvres, like tiny sculpted pieces of art. They're hiding something, aren't they?
And that Richard guy just won't leave his place at the barbecue. The gas is missing. What's up with that?
Not to mention Susan and her extremely vague answers. I asked what she did for a living. You know what she said? Oh, I work for the government. Boring stuff.
Why are you all up in my face, mister?
Nobody on the
Please,
government salary would be able
behave.
to live in Whittleton Creek.
Want to go look through their things?
Damn right I do.
See, they do walk through the
Filling out
garage
that suit good.
sometimes. I think if the door is closed, then maybe they won't, but I don't want to take that chance. I do want to just knock them out. The other two people you want to knock out, there's this guy who goes in and out of the garage, and there's another guy with a cap, I believe. I think it's that dude right there who's
Looking good, man.
this dude who like walks in and out of the garage. You're gonna have to take them all out. So this is the target, actually.
Yeah, hey. So, what do you make of this censor character?
I don't know. I mean, why is the media calling him the
Look at this.
censor?
The
He doesn't
furniture
censor
looks
anything.
brand new.
Great.
Well, they did just move here.
Wouldn't it be more fitting to call
People
him
normally don't
the
buy new furniture
evaluator?
every time they
Yes,
move into a
clearly.
new place, Al.
It's quite frustrating,
And if
actually.
you remember,
But what do you
Susan
think
said
about
they
him?
moved around a lot.
Any
So
idea
do they
what
buy new
drives a
furniture
man
every
like
time?
Maybe he
Sounds
actually
expensive to
is
me.
an evaluator.
No, you're right about
I
that,
mean,
Dar.
I would
Let's
also
see
feel
what
like
else
killing
we
someone
can
if I had to grade high school essays all day. But he's probably just a sadist who loves to see people suffer.
I don't think it's that.
Oh, so let me hear your theory.
I think he's looking for someone who will challenge their fate. Maybe he sees that everybody has the potential to be a killer, and he wants his victims to realize and act out that potential.
That is an oddly specific theory.
Oh, well. It's just a theory.
Okay, so let's get somebody's attention here. So we can knock her out. And then we'll knock this guy out when he's not in front of the mirror. Okay, so I believe the closet's in here, right? As far as I know, no one comes up here anyway, so you don't really have to put them in the closet. But I can't verify that. So if you're like me, if you're like 47 and you don't rely on luck, then you have to take every precaution and hide your bodies whenever possible. So here we go. Alright, so they will not disturb the garage anymore. So now we just go back down to the garage. And let's take out this guy and the other guy. And you can pick up some rat poison here if you really want to. I think I left my fish upstairs. Oops. It's okay, I have a meaty bone instead. So close the door, obviously. Let's get him a little closer to this thing. Stuff him in there. And then there's one more guy who comes into the garage. And I think it's not them. It's the guy with the backward baseball cap. Yeah, it's not enough to just close the door, because you'll see he just walks right in. So unfortunately, we have to just do it this way. So once he turns his back, I think he walks through this way. You can just chuck a thing in his head, put him in the box, and basically the garage will no longer be disturbed. As far as I can tell. You can tell this guy's actually really one of Cassidy's bodyguards. Okay, so now we're good with that. So real quick, we have to take out at least one more person, and here's why. So one way you can kill the target is to poison this glass. The problem is, even if you dress up as a food vendor, this guy and this guy will spot you because they can see through the cupcake vendor disguise. So no matter what, you're gonna have to get them out of the way anyway. So what I'll do is I'll chuck that. So he comes this way. And then what we'll do is we'll put his body over here where people won't see it if they come through that door. If you want to poison the target through the whiskey, you're going to have to lure that guy as well and knock him out. That's one possibility. Then, since that guy's a food vendor, you can take his disguise and then use the lethal pills and the whiskey, call it a day. I'm not sure, like, if you do that, be ready to exit the mission soon, because I don't know if they're going to drag his body somewhere. Like, you know how when people find a dead person, they drag his body and stash it somewhere? I don't want them to find potentially my pile of bodies over there. So if you're going to do it that way, exit the level soon after. Otherwise, if you don't want to take this guy out, you don't have to, because the target himself will eventually wander into this area where you can then lure him into this garage and then kill him any way that you like. No one should disturb this garage, and then just leave. Make sure, obviously, you don't leave through this doorway. Leave through the other way. So, many possibilities to do this. It's really up to you how you want to do it. I've already killed him by luring him this way in my other video, so maybe I will try to demonstrate how to kill him with poison, since I picked up the lethal poison already. But as you can see, he's coming this way, so if I wanted to kill him right now, I could just lure him by doing the same thing, just throw an object here. He's closest to it, so you know.
You're rambling. I know I sound like a broken record.
Okay, let me see if I can get this guy's attention.
You want to check it out?
Understood.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
Alright. So pretty much just gonna put him over here. Take the food vendor disguise. Allowing us to poison a glass of whiskey with lethal pills. Then we're going to run back. Pick up our suit. And we are going to run toward the exit, which is just where we started. Should be over... shoot. Should be over here. And then at this point it's just a matter of waiting for him to eventually come around and die. I apologize, but this might be kind of boring. I don't know how long it's going to take for him to ingest the poison. But eventually it'll work, and then I can just leave from that bus stop. If it takes too long, I'll just do a jump cut. Oh, there we go. Didn't even have to do a jump
That
cut.
was an A+, 47. The money is being transferred. Now to find an exit.
So I'm going to wait for the achievements to pop. And the reason is because I know in the past it was like if you exit too quickly then it counts as not Silent Assassin for some reason. I don't know if that's still the case, but just to be safe, I decided to wait. And that's all there is to it. Thank you very much. I will... Ooh, lots of unlocks. I will see you guys next time.